Hi Guy. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time of visiting this channel, kindly subscribe to my channel. Thanks. In today's video I will explain how my coworker snitched on me. It backfired immediately. I always believed workplaces were supposed to be predictable, routine even. You clock in, grind through the day, clock out, and go home with whatever energy is left. But I learned the hard way that sometimes the biggest battles in life don't come from the outside world. They sit 2 desks away from you. Smiling. Pretending. Waiting for the right moment to ruin you. My story begins on a rainy Monday morning, one of those mornings where the clouds feel heavier than your own thoughts. I was exhausted, stressed, and honestly trying to stay afloat. My name is Ada, and at that time, I worked as a junior project coordinator at a mid-sized tech firm in Lagos. It wasn't my dream job, but it paid my bills, supported my younger sister in school, and kept my life stable enough to breathe. At least, it used to. Beginning, the office, the pressure, the subtle war. I wasn't the type to chase drama. I minded my business, did my work, and tried to avoid unnecessary conversations, especially the ones filled with office gossip. But somehow, trouble always knew how to find me. And trouble had a name. Yemi. She joined the company 3 months after I did, and from the moment she walked in with her perfect braids, sleek suits, and dangerously bright smile, everyone adored her. Managers loved her confidence, co-workers loved her presence, and she absolutely loved attention. Me. I was just the quiet girl in the corner. We could have been friends. We almost were. But envy is a strange thing. It grows quietly, like a weed you don't notice until it wraps itself around your neck. It started small, tiny comments, harmless sarcasm, minor remarks about my work. Ada, are you sure you can handle this? Wow, you finished already? Must be nice having so much free time. Are you sure that's the right approach? At first, I brushed it off. I thought she just had a sharp tongue. I didn't know she had a sharp plan. The moment it began, the project that changed everything. One morning, my manager, Mr. Lawal, called me into his office. Ada, I want you to lead the proposal for the GTech contract, he said. It's a huge opportunity. Deliver well, and this could get you promoted. My heart literally paused. Me? Lead? I knew I was good, but recognition wasn't something I was used to. I walked out of that office feeling like the sun was shining just for me. And that's when I noticed Yemi standing by the hallway, staring at me with eyes sharper than broken glass. She smiled, a smile so fake it felt like a warning. So, you got picked? She asked. Yes. I did. Interesting, she said, adjusting her blouse. Very, very interesting. I should have known. I should have taken that interesting seriously. The betrayal, the night everything crashed. The proposal deadline was tight. I worked late nights, skipped lunches, and practically lived in the office. I wanted to prove myself. I needed that promotion. One night, I stayed back till almost 10 p.m. There were only 2 people left in the office. Me. And Yemi. She pretended she was working on her own project, but something felt off. Every time I typed, she typed. Every time I took a break, she took a break. Every time I stretched, she stretched. Like she was waiting for something. Around 9:45 p.m., I stood up. Finally done, I whispered to myself. All that was left was to upload the project files to the company server and go home. But that was the night everything shattered. The office Wi-Fi suddenly stopped working. My laptop froze. The entire system crashed. I panicked. I restarted. Nothing. I checked the server folder. Empty. My files. My weeks of work. Gone. I broke down immediately. Tears streamed down my face as I kept clicking the same folder as if magic would restore everything. That's when I heard Yemi behind me. Oh no, she said with the fakest concern I've ever heard. What happened? My files. I think they're gone. She gasped dramatically. Gone? All of them? Yes. I don't understand. She touched my shoulder gently. It's okay, Ada. Just explain to management tomorrow. I'm sure they'll believe you. I should have known right there that she was lying. I should have noticed the way she walked away too quickly. I should have noticed the smirk she tried to hide. But grief blinds you. Fear silences you. And I just sat there. Downfall, the meeting that ruined me. The next morning, I arrived at the office early to explain myself. But before I could open my mouth, Mr. Lawal called me into the meeting room. The entire management team was there. Yemi was there too, sitting casually with her hands folded. Ada, the HR director began, "We received a report about you." "A report?" I asked, confused. "Yes," Yemi said, clearing her throat. "I only did what I felt was right." I turned sharply. "What report?" She sighed heavily, like she was carrying the weight of the world. "I saw Ada copying confidential files onto a flash drive last night," she said. I didn't want to believe it, but when her project files suddenly vanished, it all made sense. My jaw dropped. "What?" I shouted. "That's not true." She continued. "I'm sorry, Ada, but I couldn't stay silent." The room went silent. HR leaned forward. "Ada, do you have anything to say in your defense?" I felt the world spin. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even think. I never copied anything. I never used any flash drive. But Yemi was already fake crying. I didn't want to report her, but the company's integrity was at stake. And just like that, their minds were made up. Mr. Lawal looked at me with disappointment so deep it felt like a punch. "You're suspended until further notice. Return your ID." Suspended. Humiliated. Destroyed. And worst of all, framed by someone who smiled at me every morning. Rock bottom, when your world goes silent. I went home that day and collapsed on the floor. I cried until my throat hurt. Until my eyes swelled. Until I felt numb. My sister kept asking, "What happened? What's wrong?" But I couldn't speak. How do you explain betrayal you never saw coming? How do you explain losing everything you fought for? But something inside me refused to stay silent. A voice whispered, "Fight." So I wiped my tears, sat up, and opened my laptop. If Yemi wanted war, I would give her one she'd never recover from. The turning point, the truth hiding in plain sight. I started with the basics. I checked auto backups. Nothing. I checked temporary files. Nothing. Then I checked the system logs. And that's when the truth slapped me in the face. At exactly 9:47 p.m., the system showed. External device connected user, Yemi_A. External device. Her account. Her login. She wasn't helping me. She wasn't working late. She was stealing my files. And deleting them. My entire body shook as I read the log over and over again. She framed me. Using her own device. And her own carelessness. But I needed more than logs. I needed proof that no one could deny. So I reached out to the IT department pretending I needed assistance recovering old data. They didn't know about the suspension yet, so they helped willingly. After a few hours, they sent me something. A small file. A video. The office security footage. I opened it. And there she was. 9:46 p.m., Yemi sneaking behind my desk. 9:47 p.m., plugging in her flash drive. 9:48 p.m., copying my files. 9:49 p.m., deleting everything. I covered my mouth in shock. My hands were trembling. The same woman who acted like she was comforting me was the same woman who destroyed me. And now I had proof. All of it. The next morning, I walked into the office with a calmness I didn't even recognize. Thanks for watching, like, share.